Good afternoon. Welcome to the Automated Home Show. I am so frustrated again. It happened again. Yeah, sometimes I'm learning that trying to figure out smart home devices and getting things set up, I don't know, it's so defeating sometimes. It really does feel like one step forward, one step back, two steps forward, another step back. So yeah, it's one of those defeating moments. Let me show you. If you're watching on YouTube, that is. If you're listening in, I'm holding in my hand this light that I got from IKEA. Let me show you the backstory about this while I hold this silly thing. Now, the light itself is not silly. I'm sure it's great if you can get it working, which we'll get into in a moment. But the reason I'm holding this light here is because we moved into this place, a new place, about, I don't know, 6 months ago. And after we moved in, I discovered that actually we don't have the ability to put in our own smart bulbs in the ceiling. We've got so-called integrated lights in the ceiling. I don't know. I'm sure a lot of people like it. Personally, I think it's a terrible idea because it means that I can't use my smart bulbs, and that means I can't do much with smart lighting. So this was incredibly frustrating for me to learn about several months ago. And then David Webster made the recommendation. He said, you know what? There are some things that you can do. Not all is lost. You could go to IKEA and grab one of these things called a Jetstrom. And it's a ceiling lamp, I guess. And it sounded pretty good. So the idea that I had was we've got a, we've got just an analog dumb clock out there at the dining table on the wall, hanging on a little hook. So I was going to take the clock off the wall. And then the idea was to hang this smart light on the wall. And then, hey, okay, now I've got a smart light. Then I can put in place some kind of sensors, some kind of smart logic, set up some flows in Homey. That's like an automation if you're using some other system. That was the idea. It all sounded pretty good. So I made the journey to IKEA. This is probably 3 months ago, approximately. And I bought this IKEA Jetstrom light. And unbeknown to me at the time when I bought this, until I got it home and unboxed it, but this light that I'm holding, it doesn't actually come with a mains power mains power plug. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it makes sense for some use case. It certainly doesn't make sense for what I had in mind. So I got this light. I'm holding myself back here. Again, I'm sure the light is perfectly fine, but wow, it's caused me some grief. So I got this light home and I realized, oh, wow, I can't do anything with it. I'm not going to mess around with mains power myself. I need to call an electrician. So then I started my search for an electrician here that would understand what on earth I'm talking about because, this smart home stuff, I'm not 100% sure if every electrician around our area would understand this stuff. Anyway, I found some guy, and he came around and he had a look at what I wanted to do, and he said, "Yeah, no worries, we can do it. I can help you out some other time. Not today, but I'll get the equipment and I'll come back some other time and we'll get it set up." I thought, okay, great, all right, we're getting somewhere. Now, at that time when he came around, I was kind of thinking, it was in the back of my mind. I thought, how is this going to work? Like, how are we going to get this light into pairing mode and then paired with my Homey smart home ecosystem? Even though when I was in the IKEA store, I opened up my phone, I opened up the Homey app, and I searched, as I always do before buying any smart home product. And yeah, this IKEA Jetstrom ceiling light is mentioned exactly by name in the Homey ecosystem. So I thought, okay, well, it's obviously possible. It's obviously possible to add this product. I'm going to buy it. But I was kind of thinking when this electrician came around, I thought, no, let's see, because it also mentions in this manual that you need an IKEA hub, which I don't have. And to be honest, I don't really have any interest in buying one either, just for this single light. Anyway, so the electrician goes away, and then the next week I message him. He's busy. The week after that, he's busy again. I don't know, just think it's so hard to get service providers to actually come and do the services that they supposedly do here in Malaysia. But anyway, I chased this guy, and then we were away ourselves for a month. And I chased him and I chased him and I chased. He's such a nice guy. Like when he actually comes here, he's the nicest guy. And I can't get him to leave my house. I can't get him out of the place, you know? Anyway, finally got him around yesterday and he spent a couple of hours helping me to get this connected. It's mains power. So we ran power from the nearest power outlet in a casing. It all looks, reasonably nice. So now we've got wire going up to where our analog dumb clock is sitting on the wall. We got it connected, and then we tried to put it into pairing mode. In the Homey app, when I was trying to add it in the Homey app, it says press the reset button once to get this light to go into pairing. We tried that. It didn't work. In the Jetstrom manual, it says to get the light into the pairing mode, you need to press and hold the reset button for at least 10 seconds. We tried that. It also did not work. We probably stood there scratching our heads and trying different things for an hour yesterday. So frustrating. And, at the time, my wife's in the kitchen nearby trying to cook dinner and sort of giving me the look like, hey, is this guy going to stay for dinner? Is he going to be here all night? What's going on? In the end, we gave up. And I told him, look, I'm sorry. It's my fault. I shouldn't have bought it. I don't think we're going to be able to add it. I think I will make a post in the Homey forum on the Homey forum website just to see what's going on, because this product is mentioned in the Homey app. And then I also tried to add it, not as the exact product, but just Zigbee, and we couldn't get it going. So look, I think this electrician successfully ran mains power to the light, although we were not able to turn it on. None of the lights flashed or blinked or were on ever, so I'm not sure about that. But assuming he knows what he's doing, and I assume he does, I don't know. One thing we did not try, and if this is the solution, no, I just don't want to do it. It's just too hard. I'm not interested. But it says in the manual here that this light needs to be within maximum 5 centimeters of the hub or the steering device. I think they call it a steering device. So anyway, we tried to have my mobile phone, where I've got the Homey app, and this is probably not correct, but we tried to have my mobile phone right up against the light, unsuccessful. So look, we did not try having this light powered and trying to get it into the pairing mode within 5 centimeters of the Homey Pro hub, which is a Zigbee hub. That would be too hard to do. I don't know how we'd even do that, because the Homey Pro is over that side of the lounge room, and then we had this thing powered over this side of the living room. So it would not be easy to get them within 5 centimeters of each other. So if that's the solution, I don't think I want this light that much. So our electrician, I paid him more to come around and help me with this stuff than I paid for the light itself. Anyway, we're not talking about a huge amount of money, but it's more just the emotional defeat and feeling like, I've been working on this particular problem for months, and just not working. So we're back to the dumb analog clock on the wall and still don't have any smart lights. But anyway, the electrician suggested that I go back to IKEA with this light, try and get it connected to mains power there, which is an hour away from here, and then try to get those guys to help me get the light paired up to my Homey. That's not going to work. I'm going to have to take the Homey Pro. It's just not going to work. I might as well just donate. I told him yesterday, I said, you know what? You can just take this light and you can give it to another client, another customer. If anybody else has IKEA products, just give it to them. And he said, no. You take it back to IKEA, see if you can get it paired. There's just no way that's going to work without the Homey hub. Anyway, look, I quite like visiting IKEA. I enjoy it, but the problem is it's pretty far away, and I just know taking this light is going to be a waste of time, but I'll take it anyway. If you have any suggestions for how to get this light working with Homey, let me know. I will make a post on the Homey forums as well. Incredibly frustrating. So that's my big loss that I want to share in terms of smart home updates. There are a couple of things to be less frustrated and a bit more excited about. So I've been sitting on this. If you're listening, I'm holding an Anki dual lens stitching with smart AI network camera in my hand. Thank you to Anki for sending this one out. I've been sitting on it for a while. Like I said, we were away for a month. We've had a few other things. There's always stuff going on with life, right? It's been busy, but I do intend to get this set up somewhere outside our front door in that lobby area sometime soon. So thank you, Anki, for that. And I'm also still sitting on some products that Link kindly sent as well. So thank you, Link as well. I've got the eMotion Max sensor here, and I've got an eMotion Pro sensor and a THS cable. Now, look, I'm sure these sensors are fantastic and I will get them set up, but I'm kind of wondering, like, what am I going to do with them? Because, as I said, I don't have any smart lighting here. Because we've got this integrated lighting, which I'm sure developers love it. I'm sure most tenants love it as well. I'm sure it lasts forever. It's reliable. It suits most people's purposes, but it's not what I want. I want smart lighting. I want to be able to use these sensors that Link kindly sent and other sensors that I have to set up automations, flows. I want to have some fun with this. And at the moment, this is super frustrating. It's not smart home per se, but it is a home improvement. I'm also getting the contractor that helped us to install our blockout curtains. I guess we can't call them blackout curtains, but our good curtains. I'm having that guy come around again. Hopefully he's difficult to pin down as well. I've been chasing this guy for a couple of months as well. But yeah, hopefully he's going to come around mid next week, and we're going to actually install a second layer of curtains in our master bedroom, because the first layer is good, but not great. The problem is at sunrise, we have the sun just beaming straight in through the window, like direct hit at our window. And, it's okay if it's cloudy, but on a sunny, bright morning with the sun just like direct light beam at the window, yeah, the blockout curtains, there's plenty of light kind of leaking in through the sides of the curtains, and our little guy is sleeping in the room with us, and first sign of light is awake. I will say his sleeping has improved considerably since we got these better blockout curtains, but I want complete black if we can get it, so that he has no inclination that it's light outside, and hopefully we can get him to sleep an extra 20, 30 minutes. That would be ideal. So anyway, I know it's kind of weird. I don't think I've ever seen this myself, but we are going to install a second layer of blockout curtains. This next layer is going to be wall to wall. So not just the width of the window, that's the current problem. So we're going to have the current curtains that are going to be window width, and then we're going to have another curtain, which is going to be wall to wall, and I'm pretty confident that's going to be just about pitch black. So excited to get that done. So my funny story is that it's almost impossible to pin down these contractors in Malaysia. And it's not just me. I hear other foreigners, other expats with the same frustrations. And it's incredible. You have these service providers, they claim to do a service. They claim this is what they do for a living. I assume they want more money, and yet they don't return calls. They don't return messages. You set an appointment. You say, hey, will you come at this time on this day? They say yes, and then they don't show up. They're so hard to pin down. I really don't understand it. It's one of the great mysteries of life in Malaysia. So that's my funny story. But yeah, like I said, when these guys do come around, they're lovely. They're super friendly guys. It's just hard to get them to show up. I've got some not funny news to share as well. This is like a personal thing. Since arriving back in Malaysia a couple of years ago, I've been testing my bloods pretty often. And I've had stubbornly high cholesterol. And it's been a mystery because I'm pretty healthy overall in terms of diet and lifestyle. Yeah, of course, there are a few things here and there that I could improve with diet and also with lifestyle, of course. But yeah, it was a bit of a mystery. And, like I'd test and then I would assume, maybe it's peanut butter. Maybe I'm eating too much peanut butter. So I'd quit peanut butter, test again 3 or 4 months later, still have high cholesterol, quit something else, wait a few months, test again. So this went on for a couple of years. And in the last month or two, I've done some more detailed cholesterol checks to look at my specific problems. And after getting the results back, like it's not terrible. It's not really bad. It's a bit of a mixed bag. Some things are healthy and protective, but a couple of the lipid profile markers are bad. They're elevated. I'd like them to be much lower. And the doctor that was giving me the results, he said, "Look, it could be because you're diabetic or potentially, pre-diabetic. It could be a thyroid problem. It could be genetic. It could be lifestyle. It could be one of these things. One of these things is probably the reason why you have this lipid profile." I'm definitely not diabetic. That's clear from my blood results over the last couple of years. Certainly not. I just last week did a thyroid function check. Everything's normal. So it's not that. So that leaves either genetics, apparently a small percentage of people that just have a natural predisposition to high cholesterol. So, but that would be kind of strange as well, because unless it's just come on recently, like in the last few years perhaps, but this was not a problem that I had historically. Or it could be lifestyle. And again, like if that's the case, it's kind of a bit of a surprise, because I do think I'm probably in the top maybe 10 percentile of healthy people for my age in terms of diet and exercise and all that stuff. So look, I've identified a couple of things that I can improve in terms of both diet and lifestyle: better sleep, better zone 2 cardio. Speaking of which, I'm going to go to the gym right after I finish recording here. I'm going to make sure I get my zone 2 cardio every day. And yeah, my doctor said to me, "Look, I'll give you 6 months to see if you can beat this, get on top of this with lifestyle interventions, healthy changes. But if you can't, you might have to consider statins, even though they've got a bad reputation." And I guess I'm going to start researching, learning more about statins. But look, hopefully it doesn't come to that. Hopefully with some healthy changes with diet and lifestyle, we can get things back to where they should be and not worry about any of this stuff. Anyway, that's it from me. I'm going to go down to the gym and get on the treadmill for 30 minutes or something. Yeah, hopefully next time I talk to you, I've got some happier updates to share with some new products getting set up. And yeah, have a lovely day wherever you are watching or listening from, and I'll talk to you sometime soon.